Okay.
Okay, we're good. Hi, everyone. My name is Gordon Heidel. I'm the Executive Director of the Regina District Industry Education Council, and I want to welcome you to our 7th annual Parents as Career Coaches evening. Normally at this time, I'd be telling you where the exit points are if we need to exit the building, but everybody's safe at home, and that's a good thing because we have had some blizzards over the years. The Parents as Career Coaches evening we started because parents are the biggest influence on their child's decisions as far as post-secondary options and where they decide to pursue their career. We just had a big study from one of the biggest career organizations in Canada, and all the implications are still pointing to the parents being the biggest influence. So what we want to do today is provide you with information, with contact information for experts from different institutions tonight. That way you can reach out to them at a later date if you see something or you think of something that you didn't get a chance to ask that evening or this evening. I want to tell you that the way we're going to work this, we have two $500 bursaries that are sponsored, one by Teachers Credit Union, and one is co-sponsored with us and with the Regina District Chamber of Commerce. Those bursaries will be handed out on December 15th. We have a short survey that we will ask you to fill out. That will basically give you an idea or give us the information that we need. It'll give us some good feedback, but it'll also give us the information that we need in order to award that bursary. And the way it's going to work is we're going to go through the electronic surveys that have been completed. The Excel spreadsheet will assign numbers, and we'll put those numbers in a hat, and we will draw. Those bursaries are only available to grade 12 students that are graduating this year, okay? Because they have to be claimed in the same calendar year. So please take note of that. If your son or daughter is not in grade 12, they would qualify next year for this bursary. So we want to get started here tonight. If you can see we're screen sharing the survey, and you can see it just basically gets your student name, the parent name, the student school.
Grade 10s and 11s are qualified for the Best Buy.
Yeah, the grade 10s and 11s will qualify for the draws for the Best Buy. So if they just put down their name as grade 10 or 11, we'll sort that, and we have those draws available for the Best Buy gift certificates. I want to start out by thanking you all for attending tonight. Recognize that we are on Treaty 4 territory in the ancestral homeland of the Métis, and it's our pleasure to bring this presentation to you virtually this year. This is our first attempt at this, so please bear with us a little bit. It will be recorded as well and uploaded to the YouTube channel and available for folks to view up until, well, available all year, but the draw cutoff will be on December 15th. And that's when we'll be going through the surveys and drawing for the winners of the $500 bursaries from TCU and from the Regina District Chamber of Commerce. So again, thank you very much for attending tonight. And we want to start off with our first presentation. And we want to welcome Kyla Smoos from the University of Regina. And she's going to talk to you a little bit about some of the programs that you have available through the U of R for your sons and daughters. So we'll turn it over to Kyla. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. Really excited to see you here. Yeah, so as Gord said, my name is Kayla Schmaus. I am a student recruiter and enrollment counselor with the University of Regina. A little bit about me. I grew up in a small town. I'm like farm kid, can take a combine apart, put it back together kind of kid. I went to the U of R straight out of high school. I took a Bachelor's of Arts with a major in history and a minor in classical studies. Classical studies is the study of ancient Greece and Rome, so I took Latin. Essentially, I'm a big nerd. That's what I am. I did an honors degree. I wrote a thesis. After 4 years, I was not ready to adult, so I went back to school and I took a 1-year certificate for French as a second language. So I walked in not being able to speak French at all, and I walked out, I would say like moderately bilingual. It was one of the coolest programs I've ever done in my life. Yeah, so I've been on campus for 10 years. I've been a recruiter. This is my 5th fall, so I've been around for a long time. I've done this parent night. I think this is my 3rd or 4th evening. So I've been working with our DIEC for a long time, and I'm really excited to be here. So the first thing I'm going to kind of do, the first section, I'm going to give a little brief intro as to who we are at the U of R, and then I'm going to jump into some of the funding streams. So now that you know a little bit about me, I'm going to talk a little bit about what makes the U of R unique. There are lots of institutions out there where students can kind of study the same thing. Like for me, I have a history degree. I literally could have taken that anywhere. But what was the defining reason why I chose the U of R are these top 5 reasons. So the first one is we are achievers. We really want our students to be successful, and we do that really well through our You Are Guaranteed program. We were the first institution to have this kind of program in Canada, and essentially what it is we guarantee that students will find a career-related meaningful work within 6 months after they graduate, and if they don't, they can come back and take a year's worth of classes for free. This program's been running around 11 years, so it started actually not too long before I became a student at the U of R, and to date, we've only had 5 students return. So out of the thousands of students we graduate, for any university, it typically takes anywhere from like 5 to 7 days to convocate every single student every year. It takes a long time. So out of 11 years of doing that, we've only had 5 students return. So that's a really nice stat, I think. We're also partners. We really believe in partnering with the community. We believe that working with nonprofits and supporting our community is the cornerstone of who we are. We also believe in supporting and partnering with our students. So there's lots of student employment opportunities. But we also believe in partnering with industry, and that's where relationships like working with RDIC and other institutions are really important. And we do this particularly well through our cooperative education program. I'm not going to touch too much on that right now because I have it later in my presentation, but we do have we had the first cooperative education program in Western Canada, and it's currently the most developed. So it's a really great way for students to make some money while they're going to school at the same time. We're also explorers. We really believe that students should be exploring the world. Not only does it make you a better human being, but it also is a great way to build more into your degree. So we have a program called Study Abroad. We have agreements with 450 universities in 70 different countries. So pretty much anywhere a student would like to study, they can, obviously in a non-COVID setting. Essentially, you can take all your classes in English. They'll be transferable to the U of R. And the biggest thing that I like to mention is that you're only paying U of R tuition. So it's as if you're taking classes at the U of R, but for a semester or maybe just a couple of weeks, you're somewhere way cooler. Like, I don't know, I've had friends go to Australia. I've had a friend go to Germany. I had another friend do a semester in Britain. Really, really neat opportunities. We're also innovators. So your students, or if you are a student attending this, you're going to have access to professors who are leading research experts in their field. So no matter what area you're going into, who you're going to learn from, they're the best of the best. And lastly, we're your home away from home. So if you're currently from Regina right now, we're your hometown university. If you're not from Regina, we have really, really awesome housing opportunities for students. You're always guaranteed your own bedroom. First year students are guaranteed a spot in housing, and they're really beautiful. They're all either brand new or currently have been renovated. So if you're looking at living on campus, I did it for my first 2 years. It's the best way to build a community and kind of build a family, especially for myself. I moved far, far away from Pinkham, Saskatchewan, and I had no friends or family here. So for me, this was where I created my family. So if you're interested in that, we have some really great virtual tours online to take a peek at. Just want to quickly mention what faculties we offer at the U of R. So we have programs through arts. So this could be anything around history, what I have, English, classical studies, political science, psychology. There's a whole host of options. Business, education, engineering, kinesiology. La Cité Université Francophone is our French academic unit on campus. We offer the most French study options in the province. So if you're really thinking you want to study French, we have some great options for you. Media art performance, this is more of our fine arts, so anything to do painting, drawing, sculpting, theater, film production, graphic design, all that good stuff. Nursing, science, and of course social work. So these are the faculties that we offer. We do support our students who are planning to go into professional studies. We support them through their pre-professional year. And for me, the reason why I chose the U of R simply comes down to how supportive they are of their students. I felt supported when I was a student, when I was a prospective student, and I feel really well supported now as an employee. So with that, I'm going to cover some of the funding basics. So a little bit more about myself. Neither of my parents went to university. I'm the first of my family to go into post-secondary. My dad was 2 credits short of graduating high school, so real farmer from the 1960s kind of thing. And my mom's a dental assistant. So this was a big undertaking for them when they were trying to help me plan for funding my post-secondary education. For me, I also have 3 younger siblings, so there was no way my parents were going to be able to afford to send me nor my siblings to university. So I paid for my schooling with a combination of a line of credit, student loans, and of course, scholarships. So I'm going to kind of go through a bunch of those different options with you. So what I'm going to work through through the U of R, there's lots of different ways that you can fund your future. So of course, we're going to talk about scholarships. I'm going to give a super brief overview of student loans and more of what our part in that partnership functions as a university. There is someone coming tomorrow night to the night 2 of tonight to talk specifically about student loans. So I definitely recommend tuning in. I'm going to give a super brief overview of band funding. Again, there's someone coming tomorrow for part 2 that's going to be able to give a little bit more information on band funding. And then I'm going to cover those experiential learning, those co-op placements that we talked about. So the first is scholarships. So at the U of R, we have kind of 2 funding streams when it comes to scholarships. We have ones that are automatically awarded and other ones that require applications. Last year at the U of R, we gave out $6.7 million in bursaries, awards, and scholarships, and around 4,601 students were funded through scholarships. So when it comes to automatic entrance awards, these are automatically assessed for when a student puts in an application in their grade 12 year. So the moment your student puts in an application, we calculate what's called an early conditional admission average. And it's based off a combination of grade 11 and grade 12 classes in specific areas. So we take basically those 5 classes, we add them up, divide by 5, and that's the student's early conditional admission average. So the minute that we do assess their application, we are already automatically checking to see what their early conditional admission average is and if it will qualify them for one of these awards. So we have our UR Circle of Scholars Entrance Scholarship. So this is the largest amount and most prestigious award at the U of R. It's awarded to 10 domestic students within different regions. So if you're from Regina, that's your region. Those are the students that are competing, and basically whoever has the highest early conditional admission average out of all of those applicants, they receive this award and we assess for it. You do not need to put in an application for it. If you're coming from outside of Regina, we have awards for the eastern portion of the province and the western portion of the province. So the way it works is if you receive the Circle of Scholars Entrance Award, we usually call you up. It's a really fun call. I usually get to do the phone calls. I create up certificates. It's a really great time. And essentially we put $5,000 in your bank account for the first semester, and it's renewable each year so long as you maintain a specific average. Then the next 3 that we automatically assess for are called U of R entrance scholarships. And they again vary based on your average, your early conditional admission average. So a student who has between a 90 and a 92.99% will get $1,000. The student who has between a 93 and a 94.99%, they automatically receive $1,500. And a student who has 95 or higher automatically receives $3,000. If you're a student who has applied into business and you have an 85 or greater early conditional admission average, you automatically get $1,000. With the U of R entrance scholarships, including the UR Circle of Scholars, you're only eligible for one level. So if you have a 92.99%, you get the $1,000. If you send us a recalculation after a semester of exams, I know right now a lot of schools are doing quads and quint systems. So we are happy for you to submit, or your students to submit, a transcript after every set of final exams for a recalculation to see if they are doing really well and they maybe reach another range. if in fact they do reach another level of scholarship, so let's say they went up to a 93 with a recalculation, the 1,000 and 1,500 are not combined. We just raise you to that next level. However, with business, the business entrance scholarship can be combined with the other UR entrance scholarships. The reason why is that it's funded by the Faculty of Business as opposed to the U of R. So you can combine those. Now we have ones, I call these SAMS entrance scholarships, and a lot of your high schools will call them this as well, particularly in Regina. I'm actually the recruiter for Regina Public, so I work really closely with the public schools. So if you or your student is going to your guidance counselor and they can't answer the question, they're sending you to me, so hello. So they will know exactly what you're talking about when you talk about SAMS entrance awards. These ones require applications, and the reason they're called SAMs is because we have a really helpful database called Student Award Management System, SAMs for short. The nice thing about this award is it's not just based on your average. So for students like me, I had a good average, but by no means was I an exemplary high school student. This database, the awards within it will look at things like community volunteer, financial need, sports, leadership, there's an Old Dutch Chip Award, there's something in there for everyone. These scholarships are due, these applications for them are due on March 15th, and they open up on mid-January. We will host a ton of workshops to help students apply for these awards. But the nice thing about it is I like to think about the SAMS database as if I'm online shopping. Except it's better than shopping for shoes because you're shopping for free money. So you go in, you filter by your faculty, you look at all the awards you feel like you qualify for, you look for awards that are open to all faculties, add them into your shopping cart, and you apply for them all with one application. So it's very succinct, very straightforward. As I mentioned, we are doing some workshops. I know we're going to be expanding this, but for now we do have 4 happening in February and March. These will be held virtually over Zoom, and myself and my team will be leading them. I've been helping with SAM scholarships for 4 years now, so I know the system quite well. We'll show students how to create an account, how to navigate applying for them, and what things, tips and tricks to apply for them effectively as well. And this is all on our website. You can access it. If you can't, let me know and I'll help you out. At the University of Regina, we have 3 federated colleges. We have Campion, Luther, and First Nations University of Canada. When you're a Fed college student, you are also a U of R student. It's like dual citizenship. So you pay U of R tuition, you get a U of R degree, you take U of R classes, but you get some extra benefits for free. And usually this is for students who are planning to go through the faculties of arts, science, or media art performance. And then additionally with First Nations University of Canada, if you're going through education, business, or social work, you are also eligible to register through them. One of the perks of going through a federated college is there's extra scholarships to apply for. So not only do you get to be assessed for the automatic entrance awards we talked about, in addition to the SAMS awards that we talked about, but you also get a third option. So depending on which federated college you choose to register through, there's extra money and different deadlines as well. So for Campion College, their applications open on December 15th and they are due March 15th. So the same day as those SAMS entrance awards are due. For Luther College, you get a bit of a break. You worry about SAMS scholarships, you submit them on March 15th, and then right on the same day, the Luther College entrance awards are open and they are due on May 15th. For First Nations University of Canada, it's a little bit different. Their application is also actually open right now, and it is due on February 28th. So if you know that you're attending First Nations University of Canada at the U of R, and you want to be eligible for some scholarships, I highly recommend stopping by their website and looking at their form and starting that process now so you can get some really great money. Just want to touch on band funding here. Band funding deadlines are different per band, so it's really important that students contact their post-secondary coordinator to figure out what those are. Often they can be as early as April, as late as the end of May. They really do vary. Most students require to have their post-secondary acceptance letter in order to complete funding for the application. One thing to note as well is that for students who are going to be band funded, if they would like to defer their application fee, they can do so. They just need to send an email to enrollment.services@uregina.ca, and we'll defer their application fee because if they receive band funding, the band funding will cover that. For student loans, I paid for most of my education through student loans. Student loans open in mid-June to early July. In Saskatchewan, we apply for the Canada Saskatchewan Integrated Loan. So you receive funds from both the federal and the provincial government. For me, I had a great experience with student loans. I was able to pay for my 4 of my years of education. And then at the end of it, I have a great job. I love the people I work with. I love working with students, and I'm able to manage my repayment very well. The way that our student loans office works on the University of Regina campus is a bit of a liaison between students and the Saskatchewan or federal student loan offices. So they're a really great resource for quick questions. When it comes time for the university to confirm loans, they'll confirm how many credit hours your student is enrolled in, and then will request what they need in terms of funding for tuition, and the remaining amount, usually equivalent to what you need for living costs, is then put in your student account. For night 2 tomorrow, I know there's an expert coming from student loans to talk a little bit more about that further, so I highly recommend attending that session. If not, you can always look at this a little bit more in depth on the Saskatchewan Student Loans website. But it's a really great way to fund your education, especially if you're like me and there's no way that you could afford to pay for your child, or if you're a child watching this, there's no way your parents can pay for it. That's okay, it happens. There's ways to fund your education. So one of my favorite ways to kind of help students navigate funding their institution is to talk about the experiential learning opportunities. So I mentioned that we have the Cooperative Work Experience Program or Cooperative Education Program. We're the first in Western Canada to have a co-op program, and it's the most developed in Saskatchewan. So we have a lot of different opportunities for students to go out and get paid work experience. Our students earned collectively around 11 million last year, and on average, they earn about 12,500 in a 4-month period. So roughly 20, 25 bucks an hour. I've had students who have made upwards of $47 an hour. And essentially what they get to do is they get to go out and work for a semester. You can even work up to 8 months. Sometimes employers will ask students to come back for a second work term, and students can do upwards of 4 work terms. So with our Faculty of Arts, Business, Engineering, Science, and Media and Performance, that's an opportunity that students can build into their program. All they need is to have completed 30 credit hours, or roughly 10 classes, and have a 70% university grade point average, and they're eligible to enter into the program. We train them how to build a resume. We teach them how to prepare for interviews, and then they get access to a huge database of opportunities, and they actually put in applications and have to do smaller interview forms in order to get those jobs. Students really like it. I had a friend in engineering. Her summer job was that she would go out to abandoned mine sites. She was in environmental engineering systems, and she would assess to see whether those mine sites were a bit safe for human entry. So she got to see some of the most uncharted parts of Saskatchewan, eat at all the best little restaurants, which is my favorite part of recruiting. Had a really, really great time. My sister is getting an anthropology degree, which is the study of culture. So what she did for her co-op placement is she worked with a conservation unit called South of the Divide, and she worked and did conservation projects in Grasslands National Park. She got to work with ranchers and farmers, which is our background. She got to work with plants and animals, which she really is passionate about. And she started developing a project with some of the Indigenous communities out there, which was really exciting. So lots and lots of opportunities for students to make money, build their resume, and essentially sometimes really figure out what they want to do once they finish their degree. So it's a great opportunity. Of course, we offer in each one of our 120 programs, there are experiential learning opportunities that are unpaid. So like nursing, we have clinical experiences every single year. Education, you get internships every single year. Kinesiology, you get a fieldwork experience the very last semester of your very last year. We even have a program in there that has a paid experience. If you're going into like social work or human justice, there is some practicum placements. Journalism, we have the only paid journalism internship program in Canada. So there's lots of ways for students to gain work experience, but co-op is special in the sense that it's paid. Renette, I just want to check and see, should I do my questions now or should I wait until the end?
Hi, yeah, if there's, just to clarify, if there are any questions coming from parents or students, we do have the option of putting it into the chat line, or into the chat, and then we can do it that way. Or do we want to open it up for parents and to question now? We're just not sure of the timeline. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I think it's probably best just to keep things rolling if we do the questions in the chat line, and if we ask the presenters to just monitor that, and if they can answer those questions. I just want to thank you very much, Kayla, for the presentation. Lots of opportunities for kids to access, families to access funding for post-secondary. Just for the latecomers who came, if you can please put your community and school in the chat line, just so we know where our audience is coming from. And the survey, which qualifies you for the draws for the bursaries and for the Best Buy prizes that we are awarding on each of the nights, are located on our website, www.rdiec.ca, and we'll type that in, but you'll find the survey there and a link to it, just under the parents as career coaches if you go to read more. You have to fill out that survey to be eligible for any of the prizes, so the grade 10s and 11s that are attending should fill out that survey as well, not just grade 12s, but it's only the grade 12s that are eligible for the bursaries. And again, put your questions into the chat line if you have any questions. A contact list for all our presenters will be shown at the end of the presentation, and it will be on our website, and it will also be sent out to the school counselors, so that if you've got any questions, you can access that contact list with the contact information of the presenters and get some answers to those questions. Thank you very much, and we're going to go to our next presenter. From the University of Saskatchewan, Ali Shertez, and Ali's the student recruitment officer there, and she's got some great information for you as well on the U of S. So I'll turn it over to Ali. Thank you, Ali.
Thank you, Gordon. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for joining us this evening. My name is Ali Shertez. I'm a student recruitment officer at the University of Saskatchewan, and I break things in my house from time to time as well. And I'm also a recent graduate of the university, the College of Arts and Science, or at least in my mind, it's fairly recent. It's been about 5 or 6 years now since I've graduated. And I've been at the university ever since, basically in this position, because I was very, very excited about my experience at USask and wanted to share it with others. So without any further ado, I guess I will start and go right ahead into my presentation here and talking a little bit about funding opportunities with the University of Saskatchewan and how to fund your education if indeed you're interested in joining us at USask and joining the Husky Pack, because we are the Huskies at USask. Okay, a little bit of housekeeping items. So tons of opportunities to win here today. I see that Renette and the team are doing their own survey through RDIC. We are also doing our very own survey through USask. So if you are participating here today, you can always go and register and enter to win by just pointing your camera at that QR code there. It'll take you straight to the link. And you can register either for yourself if you're a student or for your student that you're here on behalf of. And what you're registering and entering to win, you might be asking, is one of 50 $100 Shop USask e-certificates. We'll be doing a draw right around the holiday time, so perhaps a big opportunity to go Christmas shopping at Shop USask around the holidays. A little bit of information for opportunities to connect with USask coming up, particularly before the end of the year, before we move into the second term. So the University of Saskatchewan is a partner of the Saskatchewan Universities and Technical Institutes Liaison. And typically we travel all throughout Saskatchewan in a normal year and meet with students in their home communities. Unfortunately, this year we're just not able to do that. However, we have transitioned that entire process and opportunity for students to connect with various post-secondary options across Saskatchewan to a virtual format. We have 2 more opportunities for students and parents to connect with us. So University of Saskatchewan information sessions will be taking place on December 3rd and December 10th, the last 2 dates of info sessions. And we are hosting sessions at 9, 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 2 p.m. on those 2 dates. So by all means, if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about the university, our programs, campus life, student life, and all that fun stuff, join us for one of our webinar information sessions. And I've also left my contact info there at the bottom along with our admissions team, just in case, because I made this presentation before I knew, of course, that Renette and the team will be putting together a resource package for you folks here at the end of the presentation. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the University of Saskatchewan and all things exciting at USask, especially when it comes to funding your education and opportunities to do so. First and foremost, a little bit about the University of Saskatchewan. Our main campus is located in beautiful Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, a beautiful prairie city. Beautiful in all 4 seasons. It's just a winter wonderland out there. I'm having the time of my life. I'm a winter bug. I love the outdoors and love going outside. And yes, I majored in an environmental studies program because I'm so in love with the outdoors, so on and so forth. Anyways, Saskatoon, I don't have to tell you too much about it, aside from the fact that our main campus is located here in Saskatoon in Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis. But you may or may not know that you can actually access USask programming all across the province of Saskatchewan. So the USask family spans across the province all the way from La Ronge down to Swift Current and from Yorkton to North Battleford. And so students are able to start and in a lot of cases complete entire certificate or degree programs at one of our affiliated colleges or regional colleges across the province of Saskatchewan. So like I mentioned, you can start and in some cases complete degree programs in areas of arts and science, agriculture and bioresources, business, kinesiology, nursing even, and at our brand new Prince Albert, USask Prince Albert campus, you can even become a patient at the USask Prince Albert Dental Clinic. And if that's not enough, the USask family does in fact span beyond the province of Saskatchewan as well. Our students are able to go and study abroad with a USask degree. Of course, under travel limitations, not so much. All of this outside the COVID era that we're living in nowadays. However, when it all returns to some form of normal, students will be able to again go and pick up these study abroad opportunities. And we have over 150 opportunities across the world in 3 kind of separate different programs, so to speak. So one way that students can go and study abroad is just by taking one course, typically in the summertime, that is offered abroad and taught by our faculty, our professors abroad, Europe, South and Central America, Asia, so on and so forth. The other one is that students can actually go and take an entire year abroad and study at one of our partner institutions, but that doesn't stop there because that extends to half of a student's program of study. So if students are completing, for instance, a 4-year degree with the University of Saskatchewan, for the last 2 years of that 4-year degree, they're able to go and study abroad. And it's as if they wouldn't have left Saskatchewan or Saskatoon the entire time. It's as if they would have been studying here the whole time, but except they were, I don't know, on a beach in Australia or somewhere in Europe or in Asia or South or Central America. Okay. A little bit more about the University of Saskatchewan and why it is a fantastic study option for students, particularly here in Saskatchewan, but we do have students almost 26,000 strong this year coming from all over the world to study at USask. And one of the big reasons for that is that we are a member of the U15. So today, the University of Saskatchewan is known as a prestigious institution who's a member of the U15. And this is a group of the top research universities in Canada. So what that means is that out of 97 universities across Canada, we are in the top 15 for research. So we are able to give students the opportunity to get that research hands-on learning experience in their undergraduate degree or program, whatever that program might be. Just a little bit of information about USask here in terms of our top areas of study. So when it comes to water resources, we partner with Normal University in Beijing, which is the leading post-secondary institution in the world for water resources. So because we're a research-intensive institution, we do some really, really important work in really great areas of studies, some very important areas of study, like you can see there on your screen, all the way from food security to water security and beyond. And because we are a research-intensive institution, we have the opportunity to offer students that research experience, hands-on, co-op or internship experience as soon as they start their university career with us. We have a program, FIRE program, it's called FIRE, the First Year Research Experience Program, that allows students to gain research, hands-on learning experience in their very first year of university. So not a lot of universities across Canada are able to offer this opportunity, so we're very, very proud to be able to allow students, like you can see there, one in every other student at USask has this opportunity to get a hands-on learning experience or research experience once they start university with us. And just on the screen there in front of you are some of the really, really big experiential learning co-op and internship programs that we have at USask. Some of the really big ones would be computer science, Edwards business or business co-op program, as well as the engineering co-op program. So these are paid co-op internship programs, anywhere from 4 to 12 months. So typically they take place during the summer months of a student studying at the university. And it is a paid internship that allows students to gain that work experience and be just that much more marketable when it comes time to enter the workforce. Political studies as well has a number of internships and exchanges as well. And that hasn't, COVID has not stopped us when it comes to exchanges and these internships, and especially some of the big ones that we have, like the Washington exchange that we do every single year with students from political studies. So we were able to go ahead and do so virtually this year. On top of that, we also have a co-op education option, again, a paid education option for students interested in the environmental field with our Environment and Society program. Yours truly here is a graduate of that program and has done the co-op education option. And it was a fantastic experience to be able to, number one, not only work and be able to fund my education, but get some of that extra knowledge, some of that work opportunity under my belt before I graduated, before I entered the workforce. On top of that, of course, we have clinical placements and practicums, not only in regional and urban planning, in our nursing program, our education programs, and many, many more. Besides all of that, there are tons in every single college at the University of Saskatchewan. We have numerous research assistant opportunities. So students have the ability to connect with their professors, one-on-one professors that, because again, we are a research intensive institution, are likely working on 1 or 2 research projects, to be able to join them for those research projects and not only get that work experience, that research experience, but also start making a difference in the world. What else did I want to tell you about the University of Saskatchewan today? A little bit of information in terms of the programs that we offer, because I did mention here that we have clinical placements and practicums and co-ops and internships all throughout the different programs and colleges at USask. And what exactly are those different programs and colleges? First of all, the University of Saskatchewan is very, very well known for its non-direct entry programs. Non-direct entry programs, all that means is that students are not able to start these programs right after high school. They do typically require some post-secondary studies, but these are those big professional name programs. And we are the only Saskatchewan education institution to offer these professional programs, with the exception of nursing. So this is what makes us the leading post-secondary institution in Saskatchewan, and of course, a top research-intensive institution in Canada. But of course, we have the transition and the pathway to get students into those non-direct entry, those professional programs, through direct entry programs. And direct entry programs are exactly that. Students are able to directly enter these programs. As soon as they're done high school, they're able to apply into them while they are in high school in their grade 12 year. Applications for direct entry programs are open. They're open now. Students can apply anytime. And our early admission deadline for some of the competitive direct entry programs, kinesiology, education, and animal bioscience in the College of Agriculture and Bioresources, is coming up December 1st. December 1st is the early application deadline for the University of Saskatchewan for competitive entrance programs. We are here, however, to talk a lot about funding opportunities and how one might be able to go through university and get a little bit of financial assistance for their education. The University of Saskatchewan offers over $13 million in scholarships every single year to entering students. And so we have a number of different categories of awards for students. First and foremost, Best and Brightest Entrance Scholarships. And I wanted to talk about these ones first here, because they're very, very closely connected to this December 1st early application deadline. And so in order for students to be eligible to apply for these awards, and now folks, these are the highest valued and most prestigious scholarships at USask, upwards of $40,000 renewable over 4 years. So for the $40,000, that is $10,000 per year over 4 years. But in order to be eligible for these awards, students must have applied to any direct entry program by the early application deadline of December 1st. So December 1st, very, very, very important date, again, to apply to any direct entry program in order to be eligible to apply for Best and Brightest Entrance Scholarships. Now there's 5 different categories of awards within Best and Brightest Entrance Scholarships, everything from the President's Scholarship to the Chancellor's Scholarship, and of course, Circle of Honor Awards, Best and Brightest Entrance Scholarships that are earmarked for our Indigenous students. Okay, the second category of awards at the University of Saskatchewan, and these are ones that have applications attached to them, are competitive entrance awards. These are upwards of $32,000, and there's 2 separate applications for them. One of them is for the competitive entrance scholarships, and then the other one is for the competitive entrance bursaries. Scholarships eligibility criteria is very wide and very varied. Anything from going into a certain program of study to wanting to study a very specific thing, to being from a specific geographical area of a particular religious denomination, whatever have you. So very, very wide and varied eligibility criteria. The competitive entrance bursaries, on the other hand, are based on financial need. And so they do come, the application does come with a financial need calculator. And so they will be assessed according to a student's financial need. Now, both of these are due on March 1st, but in order for students to be able to apply for these, again, they must have applied for admission to any direct entry program by February 15th. So this is the really, really good news here. When students apply for admission early, before December 1st, to any direct entry program, they're eligible to apply for both Best and Brightest and competitive entrance awards. Now, these 2 are not stackable, but students do increase their chances of getting either one or the other, either a Best and Brightest or a competitive entrance scholarship or a competitive entrance bursary. On top of that, we also have our guaranteed entrance scholarships. So every single student that applies to the University of Saskatchewan, at the time of application, we calculate their admission average. And based on that admission average, we assess for guaranteed entrance scholarships. So these have no application attached to them. Students don't have to apply for these. They're automatically assessed for the guaranteed entrance scholarships, just based on the admission average. When we calculate the admission average, we use 5 marks, typically a math, an English, and then a student's best 3 other classes from a fairly specific combination. We have this all online on our website. I'm going to share that information with you right away. However, the one thing that I do want to mention with guaranteed entrance scholarships, when students apply early, especially before December 1st, they might not have a lot of grade 12 marks in yet. And so we will use grade 11 grades to calculate that very first admission average. However, let's say a student has a 86% average and they get a $500 guaranteed entrance scholarship at the time of application and admission. We will, however, recalculate their admission average once they graduate. So students, you will have to have your final transcript sent to the university. When we receive that, we recalculate your average. And if it increases, guess what? Get a little bit more guaranteed entrance scholarship money in your account. So if that average increases, let's say to a 93 or 94, get an additional $1,500 thrown into your account. If for whatever reason your average decreases, however, we let things be. We're just going to leave the original scholarship amount that you were originally offered and leave it at that. And of course, because we are a research-intensive institution, really great institution here in Canada, we do have students joining us from all over the world. We also have international student scholarships. So in order to be considered automatically for these, students don't have to apply for international student scholarships, but they do have to have applied for admission again to any program at the university by February 15th. Student Finance and Awards. Student Finance and Awards is our unit that handles all scholarships, all bursaries, all awards that come from the University of Saskatchewan, as well as the integration of external awards and scholarships to the University of Saskatchewan account. So if there's any questions specific to student finance, awards, paying tuition, scholarship, of course, you can always contact our admissions team or myself, but you can always feel free to go directly to Student Finance and Awards. They are the absolute pros when it comes to anything tuition, awards, money at university. Okay, I promised that I would share with you all where you can find all of this information online. So admissions.usask.ca is the hub for anything and everything you might want to know about the University of Saskatchewan. We have a really great tab in there, Money, where you can go to see how tuition is assessed and all the different funding opportunities for students at the University of Saskatchewan. And I've also left there the recruitment and admissions contact information, just in case you wanted to get in touch with us. Now, when you go online to admissions.usask.ca, this is kind of what the page looks like. It's our main landing page for all prospective students. So there's information about our programs, our requirements and deadlines, a little bit about scholarships and tuition like I talked about, and of course, campus life and the events that we host. But one really important thing I wanted to draw your attention to was also our materials, all of our different materials that in a regular year we would love to hand to you in person in your home community. We have put all of these online and they're available for you on demand whenever you should need them. So at admissions.usask.ca, just under contact us there. And if you go all the way to the bottom under brochures, you can find our view books, all the individual program brochures, and all the really, really good resources for students. Okay, I will just remind you about your chance to register and enter to win with USask today, and as well the very last 2 opportunities for joining a USask information session with Settle on December 3rd and December 10th. And I believe we're doing questions at the end, so I will just move my attention to the chat now and answer any questions there might be in there. Thank you everyone for joining us again this evening. My name is Ali Shirtez, and if you have any questions, I'll be in the chat panel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ali. Ton of information there. U of S, I know, is a beautiful campus, and I've actually got a degree from the U of S and another degree from the U of R, so we'll spread it out. Our next presenter is from Sask Poly, and I've got some classes from there as well. So I want to welcome Victoria Musicek, and she's a student recruitment officer, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the opportunities at Sask Poly to attain some assistance in accessing post-secondary opportunities. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, great, and good energy in the room. I really appreciate being here today. I would love to share my screen though. Okay, here you go.
Yeah, should be able to share.
Okay, so I hope everybody sees my screen now. Again, thank you so much for having me here today, having Sask Polytechnic present to you today. My presentation is short and sweet, and we are known for our applied and hands-on learning opportunities here. So I'm just going to be talking mostly about funding your child's education at Sask Polytech and kind of keeping, you know, our profile and everything on the back. As I was told today here that the presentation is just about how to keep you finance your education and how to be successful in doing this. So my name is Victoria Musicek, and I am a student recruitment officer at the Regina campus. I have been with Sask Polytech for about 10 years, and I've been having different portfolios. Most recently, I am with the recruitment team, and I really love it. So I just want to shout out to a few schools here who are in the audience. My children graduated from La Bouldes. My daughter is now she's with University of Saskatchewan. She started at the U of R. I personally started with Sask Polytech SciAst at that time. So I got my business certificate a number of years ago, and then I moved on to doing a degree with the U of R. So This presentation, though, as I said, will be mostly about how to finance your education at Sask Polytech. And it was made possible by an effort of our student awards team and our advancement team. So I will be speaking on their behalf most of the time. And of course, I will be available for questions. So student awards at Sask Polytech. We are always telling our students, get your slice of the pie. Thanks to our generosity of donors and alumni, our business and industry partners, Saskatchewan Polytechnic provides approximately $2 million in student awards each year. So 70% of those awards are based on more than marks. And I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So what kind of award opportunities would you have? We have 3 different types of awards: scholarship, bursaries, and other awards. So scholarships, they are weighted 50% on or higher on students' academic achievement. It means that you have to be showing good marks right from the high school and throughout our education opportunities at Sask Polytech. Bursary weighted 50% or higher on students' financial needs, and awards, it's combined, so weighted 50% or less on either academic achievement or financial need. These awards may also contain other criteria such as volunteering opportunities, community development, and other opportunities. So talking about student award application dates, we are open all year around for students to submit their application for student awards, and it's an online application. There are 3 award cycles throughout our academic year. So right now we are completing or have completed our fall cycle. It was September 1st to October 31st. And we'll be going into our winter cycle, which starts January 10th and going to February 15th. So throughout those 3 cycles, you are eligible to apply. And we always tell apply, 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 because, you know, if that's a free money, and if you do not get it, it will be rolled over to the next cycle and someone else will get it. So it's always good to have this money. It's like as you would have walked on the sidewalk and spotted a $20 bill, and why would you not pick it up, right? So this is what we are offering to our students. So last year, for example, we have received over 6,500 applications online, and we had about 841 recipients who received over $1 million in different scholarships and different student awards. So we have other award opportunities. We have nominated awards. And this is coming directly from the program heads or program administration to nominate one of their top students in each intake. So if the program is 16 weeks or longer, we will be hearing from the program heads, and we will be looking forward to get an award out to the top students in each program. And I just wanted to mention that we have over 150 programs at Sask Polytech with different credentials, from certificates to diploma and to degrees. So there is a combination of different awards, different intakes that you can get and be nominated for. We also have apprenticeship awards, and those are available by application, again, all year round. And I know that we work with Saskatchewan Apprenticeship on those, so the applications could be online or printed. And we have additional awards and also different other funding scholarship opportunities, and those are listed on our website. So emergency bursaries, and I know that sometimes you need money right away, and Saskatchewan Polytechnic has the emergency bursary available to assist students requiring financial assistance at a critical time. And if you are in this situation, we advise you to see our student counselor or student advisor, Indigenous student advisor, to discuss those needs. So emergency bursary payments can be processed by e-transfer or check. It can be available to you right away. And again, you need to have a chat with a counselor or Indigenous student advisor to complete and submit an application. We also encourage you, when you apply for our programs, to check one of the equity groups if you are one of those. So we have 4 equity groups: visible minority students, students with disabilities, Indigenous students, and women in trades and technologies. And if you do that, if you apply and check off that mark, you will definitely benefit from it. In the 2021 academic year, there were 432 awards valued over 690,000 designated for students in those 4 equity groups. So just don't miss out on those opportunities. They're out there for you. And we have plenty of resources. Actually, I want to spend some time on my during my presentation to show you on the website how to locate those resources. But we have a very extensive student award website where you can browse awards that are currently available, look for specific awards, can search by program, equity, credentials, or campus. There is a very well-prepared and developed student awards FAQ, and those resources are available to you at the tip of the finger. So ready to apply. Unlike the universities that could have some pre-entrance awards, you have to be registered with us to start applying for Sask Polytech awards, student awards. You need to be accepted to a program, so receive the acceptance letter and obtain a student ID number in order to start looking at getting those awards. They are available to both our full-time and part-time students. Everybody is eligible, everybody can apply, as long as you meet the requirements and eligibility. Domestic students can apply once they are accepted into the program, so you can actually bring your high school marks and put it into your application form as just to show us your academic standing. For international students, though, or those who got their degrees from their countries, their credential from their countries, we need to see you through 1 semester, and then after that, you will be eligible to apply. So you can apply online for as many awards as you are eligible for one on the same application. So on the same application, you can have 15 awards applications or more, and those all will be looked and processed. So now you have received an award. What's going to happen? If you were successful in receiving an award, you will be notified by email within 3 weeks after the closing date of the cycle. So the value of the award will be placed on your student account, on my Sask Polytech account, and be applied towards the balance owing. For example, if you've applied in the spring circle and it will be closing in May, the money that you've won or you've gotten will be held for you until September 30th. Why we do this? You know, say you want to, you change your mind, you want to withdraw your application, you want to take a year off to do something else. So we want to make sure that you are in the program before we can send you a check or e-transfer the money to you. If you've paid your tuition in full and the award creates a surplus on your account, this will be credited to you by check mailed to you, and you will get it within 2 or 3 weeks after the after we tell you, email you about winning that award. So always keep your information up to date, your mailing address, and then you will be getting the money in the mail for you. And it's a great way just to pay, to put towards any other needs that you may have. So a good way to look at it. So main takeaways from this presentation. Student Awards Funding Program is available to any Sask Polytech registered student all year round. You can apply anytime. You can, browse, take your time just to see what's applicable to you, but take advantage of the free money and apply as many times as you can within each application window that I just mentioned to you, assuming that you meet the requirements. If you do not apply, the money may never be claimed and will be rolled over to the next cycle for someone else to get it. So my advice to you today, if you consider Sask Polytechnic as your next school, as your education opportunity, once you're there, once you're registered, you've received the acceptance letter, apply, apply, apply. There is lots of opportunities. I know many of my colleagues who are graduate of Sask Polytech basically funded their education entirely using that kind of a pool of money that is available at Sask Polytech as student awards. So, and we also want you to be successful. We want you to take advantage of Sask Polytech Student Award Fund, because we want the money to be gone, and we want you to see taking advantage of it. So this is the contact information, and again we have our department here, advancement group, that's looking after that. So we have student awards officer Amanda, who will be very instrumental and handy in answering all your questions. We also have our advancement coordinators, and we also have our general email that you can always just email there with any relevant questions. And I also wanted to show you how to look up our website here and how to quickly locate information on student awards. So this is our landing page, and once you're here, you go to become a student and go to tuition and financial aid, go to student awards, and there will be lots of information that you will take advantage of. So there are lots of segments of, or groups of questions that would be related, application deadlines, general information. Then, if you want to browse awards currently available, you can go and check it out. And again, they're all listed here. You see there are like 10 pages, more than 10 pages of all kind of awards. You will see the location where those awards could be applicable to. We have 4 campuses. I didn't mention it, but our Sask Polytech has presence in Prince Albert, Regina, Moose Jaw, and Saskatoon, and we have programs. So it depends where you are. You can always find different awards applicable to programs. And there are some programs, some awards that could be applicable to any program, which is great. So take advantage of that, and then again, what you're working towards, your credential, and it's always just keep this, that the award that you're applying for should be within the credential that you are here to obtain. So let's just click on some of them. You can see the eligibility, you can see selection criteria, which is also important. So for this particular award, you see that the financial need is only 50% of weighting, academic achievement is 50%. So it's a good balance, and then there is a good chance that you will be getting it. And there are some other awards too, like everybody would see some eligibility and some selection criteria put in here. So yeah, lots of good information on our website, different, we have our International Mobility Award application, like tons of information that would be of use to you when you're here. So just apply and just let us know if you have any questions. You can always reach out to me as well, and I'd be happy to help you with any questions. Before I go also, I just wanted to see that you probably heard on the news that we were under the cyber security alarm and incident. So we are getting our systems restored now. I know that the application for awards has been extended because of that. We do have personalized advisory sessions on Zoom, and I can send you a link, you can see them. You can always get in touch with our advisors and discuss any financial opportunities or any other questions that you may have, how to come to Sask Polytechnic and how to be successful here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Victoria. That a ton of information in a very short time, and you walk us through the website so we know where to go. Our next presenter is from Gabriel Dumont Technical Institute, Darcy de Bruin. I've known Darcy for many years, and she's going to tell you a little bit about the opportunities within the Gabriel Dumont Technical Institute. So Darcy, we'll turn it over to you. Thanks again, Victoria.
Hi, good evening. Thanks everybody for joining. It's nice to see so many of you out here. So yeah, my name is Darcy de Bruin. I'm from Gabriel Dumont Institute. And I'm just going to go over the different components of our institute and then talk about some of our scholarships and bursaries. So Dumont Technical Institute, what we offer at Dumont Technical, we offer a variety of university-based skills training and basic education programs. All of our programs are offered in partnership with other educational institutes, but what we do is we incorporate a Métis culture component, which makes a huge difference. We also have smaller class sizes, more one-on-one with our students, and lots of support. So we're kind of like a small family, a small educational family is how I would refer to it. We have a testing service, which is based out of Saskatoon. We are able to offer the GED testing. We can do AccuPlacer testing. We also do the CPNRE, which is the Canadian Practical Nurse Registration Exam. And we have IXL learning. So if you're into the trades and need to upgrade your skills, you can take advantage of that. We offer some adult basic education programs, varying levels and offered in different areas of the province. So for example, we have ABE programs in La Loche, Saskatoon, Prince Albert, Regina, and Isla Crosse. We also offer skill-based training programs. They're offered in a variety of communities throughout the province. We have heavy equipment truck and transport technician. We offer heavy equipment operator, office administration, practical nursing, multi-sector ticket training, essential skills in early childhood education, level 1, continuing care assistant, enhanced introduction to solar and carpentry. Some of the university-based programs that we offer is the Saskatchewan Urban Native Teacher Education Program, which is also known as SUNTEP. We have Gabriel Dumont College, GDC for short. We offer a community-based Masters of Education program and Northern Saskatchewan Indigenous Education program. And then I just have a short video for you to watch. Let's see if I can get it to play here.
Hi, Darcy. It's Renette. Unfortunately, we can't hear what the video is saying.
Oh. Are you able to hear me now?
Yeah,
Oh,
we can
good.
hear you. We just can't hear the video.
Oh, you can't hear the video? Oh, goodness. Was it playing now? Sorry.
No, no sound yet. We can definitely see it. We just can't hear anything.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what to say.
Hey, Darcy. Ali here from USAS. If you
Hi.
go your menu to the 3 dots and share your computer sound, that might work a little bit better.
Okay, hang on a second.
Just where it's got the mute, unmute, and the video turning on and off. And right at the end, there's 3 dots. And I think it's near the bottom of that menu that it's got share computer sound.
Oh, goodness. I don't see that. No. Well, I guess I'll just have to skip through the videos.
Yeah, that would be fine, Darcy. That won't
That's
be a
fine,
problem.
Darcy.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so moving on, sorry about that, guys. With Gabriel Dumont Training and Employment. So GDI offers a number of services to help you in your job search after graduating. We have a Pathways for Entrepreneurship. The Pathways for Entrepreneurship is principally funded through Western Economic Diversification Canada. The Pathways for Entrepreneurship initiative provides unique supports to Métis entrepreneurs who are looking to create and maintain or expand a business. Overall, the goal is to increase Métis entrepreneurship and economic growth in Saskatchewan. We have an individual sponsorship program. So GDI Training and Employment directly sponsors individuals to attend training programs with the goal of helping Métis clients prepare for the workforce and obtain and maintain long-term quality employment. There's the Immediate Assistance Program. So what this is it aims to assist Métis clients who have been offered employment but require monetary assistance to start their job. There's our Student Subsidy. The Student Subsidy Program is designed to create employment opportunities for secondary and post-secondary students by offering a wage subsidy for employers hiring students during the year, usually over the summer months is when this happens. We have a wage subsidy, and this program is designed to help Métis individuals enter or return to the workforce by participating in a practical work experience. The employer will prepare the trainees for the labor market by using skills, or by using and enhancing their skills. They also have an Apprenticeship Subsidy. So this program is designed to assist Aboriginal individuals to secure apprenticeship positions with employers to help them develop marketable skills and experience with a plan leading to journey person status. They also offer employment support services. There are a number of employment support services at the 11 service locations around the province. They have walk-in services that include current labor market information, job boards, job posting, computer use, fax machine, and copier for updating resumes. So those services are offered to all individuals. The apprenticeship, the GDI Training and Employment administers an Aboriginal Skills and Partnership Fund in the form of an Aboriginal Apprenticeship Initiative. The Skills and Partnership Fund finances projects contributing to skills and development and training for Aboriginal workers, leading to long-term and meaningful employment. GDI Training and Employment administers an Aboriginal Skills and Partnership Fund in the form of Aboriginal Apprenticeship Initiative. The Skills Partnership Fund finances projects contributing to skills and development and training for Aboriginal workers, leading to long-term meaningful employment. So I guess I'm not even going to try to play that video if there's not going to be any sound. We'll just skip through that. So Gabriel Dumont College. So GDC delivers the first 2 years of a Bachelor's of Arts and Science degree through the University of Saskatchewan. The GDC courses are offered in Saskatoon, Prince Albert, and they focus on Native Studies, Métis Studies, and Indigenous languages. The community-based master's program, Gabriel Dumont Institute has partnered with the U of R Faculty of Education and the Faculty of Graduate Studies to bring a 30-credit unit course-based master's program in curriculum, and instruction is in Prince Albert. The Saskatchewan Urban Native Teacher Program, SUNTEP, is a 4-year fully accredited Bachelor of Education program offered by the Gabriel Dumont Institute in cooperation with the Ministry of Advanced Education, the University of Regina, and the University of Saskatchewan. For qualified Métis students of Métis ancestry, the program covers tuition university fees. So if you have Métis, if you are Métis, have Métis ancestry, they will cover the cost of your tuition. So that's pretty incredible. Guess we'll have to skip that video too. So let's talk about some scholarships and bursaries that we have. The Gabriel Dumont Institute has been administering scholarships to Métis students in Saskatchewan through the Gabriel Dumont Scholarship Foundation since the early 1980s. Awarded twice annually, scholarships are intended to alleviate financial barriers while recognizing leadership, academic success, and community involvement. If you are Métis and a resident of Saskatchewan pursuing post-secondary education, you may be eligible for a scholarship through the Gabriel Dumont Scholarship Foundation. Application deadlines are typically May 1st and October 1st of every year. Métis Nation University Sponsorship Program. So this is fairly new, and we're just administering it for the Métis Nation. The 2019-2020 Métis Nation University Sponsorship Program aims to assist Métis students to close the education gap by attending accredited university level programming. This programming is funded by the Métis Nation of Saskatchewan. So for selection eligibility for the 2020-2021 school year, to be eligible, the students must be a registered Métis Nation Saskatchewan citizen, be attending full-time university level programming, be applying for sponsorship for 2020-2021 fall and or winter semesters. Gdi Culture and Heritage. Gdi is committed to the publication and development of Métis-specific cultural, literary, and educational resources for Métis children, youth, adults, and non-Aboriginal community. We have a virtual museum. The Virtual Museum of Métis History and Culture is dedicated to the preservation and promotion of Métis history and culture. It contains more than 11,000 texts, photos, videos, audio files, all accessible free of charge. So if you're interested in that, you can go to our website, and the website will show at the end of the slide, and you can check out the virtual library. It is pretty amazing. And there are so many resources on there. It's pretty incredible. For more information, please visit our website, www.gdins.org. That's all I've got.
Okay, now. Okay,
thank you very much, Darcy. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I always tell people I love technology. It doesn't love me. And
I know, and they're really good videos.
Got a little company. So lots of great opportunities with Gabriel Dumont Technical Institute as well, and lots of funding opportunities that people should be aware of. Our last presenter of the evening is Sergeant Kyle Lindskog from the Canadian Armed Forces, and I have a lot of friends that have gotten their education through the Canadian Armed Forces and through the supports that are available through it. So I'm going to turn it over to Sergeant Lindskog and let him get on with the presentation. Thank you.
If I could maybe just address the audience too, that if you are looking for the survey, just please go to www.rdiec, and on the very top block, it's the Parents as Career Coaches. If you go into that block, you might have to scroll down a bit, but there is a link that says click here to complete the student survey.
Yeah, you might have to click the read more.
Yeah, and the block, so there's a section that right underneath the picture, I think you'll see a little thing that says read more. You need to go into that to get into the bottom part of that block. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for attending our presentation here with the Canadian Armed Forces. Particularly what we'll be focusing on, there's a wide range of opportunities with the Canadian Armed Forces. We have well over 100 different careers and opportunities for individuals, but what I'll mainly be focusing on is what's available to individuals who are looking for subsidized education and education reimbursement throughout the Canadian Armed Forces. To give you a little bit of background of myself, like the wonderful people here said, my name is Sergeant Kyle Linskog. I'm a recruiter with the Canadian Armed Forces Prairies in the North Detachment Regina. I've been with the Canadian Armed Forces now for well over 12 years and a bit. I joined in 2008. I enrolled into the Canadian Army Reserve with the Royal Regina Rifles out of Regina. Throughout my career, I've been from coast to coast. I've been up to the Arctic. I even went to France with the Canadian Armed Forces for an opportunity to represent Canada for the 75th anniversary of D-Day. As well as throughout my career, I deployed on various domestic response missions for Canada. I deployed in 2011 to Manitoba for the floods in 2011. As well as I responded in 2015 to the fires up in northern Saskatchewan. Carrying on with our presentation. So general outline of what we'll be going over with the Canadian Armed Forces, about the Canadian Armed Forces is roles of the Canadian Armed Forces, what we do, who we are, the non-commissioned member subsidized education and training plan, regular officer training plan, and the primary reserve education reimbursement. So roles of the Canadian Armed Forces. Roles of the Canadian Armed Forces, first primary is protect Canada. We defend Canada's coastlines, lands, and anything that is a threat to Canada, we respond to immediately. We also work in conjunction with our allies, the United States of America, in the defense of North America as a whole, as well as NATO allies throughout the world and the globe. We contribute to international peace and security missions, mainly under the direction of the UN. As well as we are a aid to civil power, civil authority. So a good example for this is the Canadian Forces response to the COVID-19 pandemic. As you've seen out east, the Canadian Armed Forces sent members of the military to help alleviate the strain on medical services within the civilian world. The elements. So the Canadian Armed Forces has 3 different elements. First is the sea, which is the Royal Canadian Navy's responsibility. Anything to do on our coastlines or transporting troops, kit, and equipment across the shores, they take care of. Canadian Army. Pretty self-explanatory. Anything to do with land operations, the Canadian Army deals with that. Royal Canadian Air Force. Pretty self-explanatory again. Anything to happen in the air, they deal with it, okay? We have 2 different components in the Canadian Armed Forces. We have what's first off is called primary reserve. They are part-time. Okay? These are citizen soldiers. They have a full-time civilian career, as well as they serve the Canadian Armed Forces part-time. They have a daily rate of pay that dependent on their days of service. So if they serve full-time or part-time, they get paid based on that. They're locally employed, so they're employed within their local geographical area, and there's no mandatory terms of service, meaning they don't have to serve for a certain amount of time. The other component is the regular force. They are full-time. They have a salary. This is their full-time job. They are career soldiers, career members of the forces. They work within Canada and abroad, and they have a varying mandatory term of service, i.e. meaning when you join the Canadian Armed Forces, the regular force, you sign up to serve for a certain amount of time. Eligibility requirements to apply to the Canadian Armed Forces. Now, the basic age of eligibility to apply to the Canadian Armed Forces, the regular force, is 17 years of age with parental consent. You may apply to the reserves or paid education plans at the age of 16 with parental consent. Your citizenship must be Canadian. Education is grade 12 or a minimum of grade 10. Now, grade 12 is required for paid education, but you can apply when you're in grade 11. We just need to see your grade 12 transcripts after. And most technician trades require a grade 12 education. Now, within the forces, we have what are called commissioned officers that require a degree and non-commissioned members that don't require a degree. And I'll get into what the difference is between the two. So NCMs, they're your workers to supervisors. Okay, these are the worker bees. These are the technicians, the operators of the Canadian Armed Forces. Minimum grade 10 for most occupations, but like I said, you do require grade 12 for others. They are responsible for doing the occupation, like I said. These are the worker bees, they do it all. Now you got the officers. These are the administrators, the managers. They require a university degree or have to have the ability to obtain one. They are the decision makers / policy makers, and they have the higher responsibility, okay? So the main point of our presentation here is the paid education portion of what's available to people who want paid education through the forces. So what we have first off is the NCM STEP, non-commissioned members subsidized training and education plan. This is what I like to call our, it's a military apprenticeship, for lack of a better word. You go to school, we pay for your tuition, your instruments, and your books. We pay you while you're going to school. We have hired you already. You have a job. You just need to learn how to do that job. So we send you to school to do this. This is limited to certain trades, mainly very technical trades like dental technician, so on and so forth, that it's better and more beneficial for you to go to a technical school that has everything set up for you to learn that occupation. The salary you could be looking at, you're roughly starting off at that $35,000 a year salary, and it goes up to around that $50,000 a year mark. That's mainly for programs that are exceeding 2 years. Upon graduation through the NCM STEM program, you're promoted to corporal and you earn the annual salary of $60,000. So not bad for going to school and you start out and you're making $60,000 right out of school. And like I said, they don't have to look for a job. They already have one. They just need to learn how to do it. Next is a regular officer training plan, or ROTP. This pays up to 4 years of university. Now, it pays for your tuitions, books, instruments. Okay, you receive a salary while going to school, roughly around that $26,000 a mark. You can also study to be a doctor, dentist, social worker, and pharmacy occupations that are available through this. As well as we have what's called the Alloy Aboriginal Leadership Opportunity Year. Okay, so the Alloy is specifically for individuals who are of the Aboriginal ancestry, Indigenous community. They do a 1-year preparatory university year with the Canadian Armed Forces, as well as they learn leadership and other military skills. And then after, they have the opportunity to either go to RMC, civilian university, or they could just say, you know what, I don't want anything to do with the military after this. I'm ready to go to university. I'm going to go my own route. Now, as you see there, you got Royal Military College or civilian university. With the ROTP program, if your degree is offered at the Royal Military College, you would have to attend the Royal Military College. The civilian university portion is mainly for very specialized degrees, i.e. nursing. So if your child wants to study nursing and have the military pay for it, they would attend nursing school, for example, at the U of S or U of R. They have to be accepted into a nursing program. And if they are accepted under the ROTP, they'll study nursing. And once graduated, they're employed as a nurse with the Canadian Armed Forces. The primary reserve education reimbursement. You receive up to 50% of the tuition and book costs, up to a maximum of $2,000 per year for 4 years. Now with this, you must be a member of the Canadian Armed Forces Primary Reserve, so they must enroll in the Canadian Armed Forces. then complete their basic training, and then they can apply for the bursary. This is a reimbursement, not a subsidy. And there's no obligation to complete a certain term of service. So, for example, if your child isn't sure about committing to the forces, they do want to go to school, degree, or they want to take a technical trade, this can be paid towards that and try that. And then they can kind of dip their toe in the water with the Canadian Armed Forces and get a better understanding of it. The benefits of the CAF. So why should somebody try to even join the CAF? Why is it even worth it? Now, even though we'll pay for you, go to school, we'll employ you, this is where it really is here. This is where I'll sell it to you, okay? You have full medical dental plan. You're 100% covered. When you're employed with the Canadian Armed Forces, you're covered 100% for medical costs. When you're in the Canadian Armed Forces, the full time with the Canadian Armed Forces, when we tell you to move somewhere or go somewhere, we pay for it all. Full cost move to at the completion of training to your new unit of employment. You start out with immediate 20 days paid vacation. Okay, you're paid for it. You go on vacation. You're still receiving your wage. And then after 5 years of service, you get 25 paid days of vacation. After 25 years, you can get your full pension, i.e. meaning if you join the Canadian Armed Forces, you get your journey persons in mechanics and your vehicle technician. You join at the age of 17, you finish off, you're in your early 40s, you have your journey persons, 25 years of experience in the trade, you can still start another career and pull your pension. Teaches you leadership and management skills, okay? Throughout their career, they will advance into management roles. They will be responsible for planning and coordinating jobs. You're guaranteed a job upon completion of a study program. It's not even guaranteed, you're hired. We hired you, you're going to be working for us. So we'll train you and then you're working. You get a sense of pride and accomplishment with the Canadian Armed Forces. Like myself, there's things I've done I never thought I could have ever done before. I went and spent 2 weeks up in the Arctic, right on the tundra, very harsh climate, very, very challenging, but that's one of the best experiences I've ever had in my entire life, doing that, as well as going to France for the 75th anniversary of Gdi, and getting to see how glad they were for what Canada contributed to World War II. So lots of opportunities with the Canadian Armed Forces. Now, I know that was really quick and very kind of direct general information about our paid education. Like I said, there is a lot of opportunities, a lot of information out there for the Canadian Armed Forces and for individuals who are wanting to have paid education. If you're wanting to know more, you can phone us directly at our office, 306-780-6550, and ask to speak to a recruiter. Our website has information on all these programs and much more the Canadian Forces has to offer at www.forces.ca, as well as you can email us at info.regina@forces.gc.ca. Thank you very much. Any questions, you can direct them to the chat. My colleague, Petty Officer Second Class Boris, is there and able to answer any questions you may have, as well as you can call or direct any questions to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. We'll leave the chat open for approximately 10 minutes if anybody's got any questions. Just a reminder that everybody from each home should fill out a survey, and that grade 10 and 11 students are eligible for the Best Buy draws. The bursaries are available only to grade 12 students. The survey is a way that we can contact you if you win, and we will have a cutoff date for that draw of December 15th. The survey, again, I have to emphasize that you can't be in any of the draws if you don't complete the survey. Thank you very much to all our presenters. They did an awesome job, ton of information. A lot of supports, a lot more available for supports than there was when I went to university almost 40 years ago. Thank you again. And like I said, we'll leave the chat open for a little bit. We also have up on the screen the contact information for all the presenters for this evening. And again, this presentation will be uploaded to YouTube, to our YouTube channel. So you'll be able to access it on our RDIAC YouTube channel. So if you know of parents that could benefit from viewing this presentation, please direct them to that YouTube channel so that they can access that information as well. So this is something new again with the virtual presentation, recording it, uploading it to the YouTube channel, and then making it available for the next couple of weeks so that parents can that maybe couldn't attend tonight can view the presentation, fill out the survey. So again, thank you to all our presenters, and have a great evening, folks.